We are on the last 3 days of June and I haven't made a single item for Pride Month. We're not wasting any time this video because I've already procrastinated all Pride Month long when it comes to creating something, even though I knew in the back of my head that I wanted to make either a tapestry or like a tote bag or something. And if you follow me on TikTok, you know I was like workshopping ideas over there. But ultimately, I decided to make a tapestry. So I spent the last couple weeks designing this tapestry pattern on Stitch Fiddle. Now, don't think that I created this out of thin air because I am not that good at pixel art to begin with. I found this picture on Pinterest and I thought it was so super cute. And I was looking and looking and looking for someone who had already made an alpha pattern with it and no one had done it. So I was like, all right, this is where we dip our toes and we try and do it ourselves. This is the graph that I came up with. The center parts of the scissors are supposed to be hearts. I think it looks good on the chart, but truly with tapestry crochet, you never know what it's going to look like until you actually start working it up. So whether or not that translates into the final product, fingers crossed, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Now, color-wise, I decided I wanted to keep the classic gray for the scissors at hand. I really wanted to do a gold, but I didn't have a gold yarn that I had enough of. Now for the background, I'm still 50-50, but I want this to be kind of cutesy and girly, and then the hearts, I want the hearts to stand out as hearts. So I figured that if I really wanted it to pop, I should use a color that you would typically see on a heart, so either red or pink. Red felt so super abrasive, but pink seemed doable. So I bought this pink yarn again for another project that ended up kind of falling through, and I have an entire untouched skein of it left over. Like, there's no better time to use it than now. In case any of you guys were new to tapestry crochet, I want to give you guys my tips and tricks on what I do to keep myself organized while I'm crocheting. So I have an iPad and I basically put the picture of my graph on my iPad, and as I'm going through and doing each row, I take and I cross out that row with just like, you know, a color. All right, so I've done a few rows. So far, this is what the front is looking like, and you know, the back. But we're about to get to the part where I can start the gray, and we have a little dilemma. So my gray yarn is quite a bit thinner than the pink and the black. I'm gonna go about that as I think I'm just gonna double it up. So I am going to try my very hardest to get a center pull out of here without crashing out. And then I will just double up the end of the yarn and the center of this yarn, and we're gonna hope for the best. Here's the aftermath of entangling all those balls, but we were successful. Here is our center pull. Okay, so to double up the yarn, I'm gonna take the end from the outside pull and the end from our labor-intensive middle pull, center pull, and I'm gonna put them together. And then I'm just gonna crochet with both of them like that. Okay, I wanna show you guys where we're at right now. I haven't finished the row exactly yet, but I am gonna take a break for today because I am going to the movies. I'm gonna go see 28 Years Later. Don't worry, I will tell you guys about it in the next clip, but here's our progress thus far. It's coming together, guys. Like I said, I haven't finished the row, so we have a lot of loose strands hanging about, around and about. I also decided to float the yarn instead of weaving in all the ends to make my life a little bit easier. And then at the end, I'll just cut all the floats and weave in whichever ones I feel like need to be weaved in. But yeah, here's where we are so far. You can kind of see it coming together. We're making good progress. You can see at the bottom we're starting to hit the sharp parts of the scissors and then the rounded bits. Turn down the light so you guys could kind of see where the hearts are starting to form. I'm still not sure if they're going to come together the way it does on the graph, but you know, once again, we won't know until we've completed the section, so it's a trust the process moment. I am planning on going back over these edges that are not as crisp with some cross stitching too to kind of clean it up. But yeah, so far so good. We're making decent progress. There's still quite a lot to go, and of course weaving in all the ends, which is Oh my god, I'm so excited for that part. Said nobody ever. But yeah, here's where we're ending off on day 1. And I will see you guys on day 2. Okay, progress update, and also little update on the whole tapestry situation. So, last time y'all saw me, this is where I had left off. I'd pretty much gotten the whole bottom section just about done, but the back, super messy, not neat in the slightest. And I was also kind of fighting back and forth with the gray yarn since it was doubled up. As I was going through and finishing the row for this project, I just kind of decided that the whole doubling up the yarn and keeping track of the bobbin wasn't really working for me. I was just kind of struggling with it. So I went to the store and I ended up buying the same brand of the black and the pink yarn, but in the same color, this like light gray, and starting the whole project over. I also noticed while I was working through these rows that I'm stupid and I don't know how to count, so I was missing a stitch the entire time, so the project was coming out wonky anyways. So I went ahead and restarted, and this is our new progress on the second one. Personally, I like this one more. I feel like you can't really tell on camera, but these stitches, since the yarn is all the same brand and guaranteed the same weight because it's coming from the same manufacturer, they just look a little bit more uniform than the other one did. The back is still messy, but I swear, I promise, it is way neater than the back of this one. Like, this one was such just a no-go. So I'm already way happier with it. I also was being extra careful when counting my stitches and somehow still can't count. I don't know what's wrong with me. So now this project has an extra stitch, but it's okay because I've just added it off to the end, and so it hasn't affected the actual tapestry or the graph any way, shape, or form. So I was like, whatever. And yeah, this is our current progress. I would say we're almost at the halfway point, probably like 2 rows away from being halfway, which is good. I am still 50-50 about the pink. I think the pink being such a drastically different color from the gray and the black is making them pop a little bit more, which I do enjoy, but I'm just not a pink girl in general. Like, it's not my favorite color out of all the colors in the rainbow, of the entire rainbow color spectrum. So I'm not super duper feeling it, but I'm sure y'all will tell me how you feel. Also, after I make this one, I probably will make a second one in blue because that's my favorite color. That's my color of choice. So that way I can actually have something that speaks to me, and I may just give this one away or put it up on my Etsy. Okay, I want to give you guys an update. I honestly am a little bit more than halfway. I know I said I was going to show at the halfway mark, but we're pretty much on the 3/4 mark when it comes to the actual design starting to appear. I've been trying to film for so long, but it has been wet and wild where I live right now. So if you can hear the rain in the background, bear with me. Mother Nature is doing her big one. Here's where we're at currently. I feel like now you can really start to see the design coming in. I kind of want to emphasize the fact that, you know, there's scissors a little bit more. So I'm thinking maybe like sewing a bead or something, where normally the little notch, or I guess it's a screw, I think, on like real scissors, it's like a screw that connects the 2 pieces. You can kind of see it. I think I want to sew a little bead to like signify that right there. But here's how it's looking. The hearts, now that it's like starting to work up, I feel like the hearts are actually pretty visible and you can pretty much tell for the most part what they are. I'm really happy about that. So yeah, I'm also glad that I started over because the back, is it clean? No. But is it organized? Yes. Honestly, at this point, I feel very motivated and I feel like I could power through the rest of it very easily. So I'm not sure when I'm going to come back to you guys. I might just come back when it's done. And then we can do like cleanup, blocking, and maybe a little additional accessories if I feel like it's needed. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and power through and finish the rest of it. Good morning, and by good morning, I really mean good afternoon because it's 4 o'clock-ish the next day. But I finished the tapestry last night and I wanna show you guys. Ta-da! Look how cute! Oh, it's so kind of cunty and I really love it. The back, all of our little strings, of course. Now there's only a few more things that we have to do before we can officially call this done. And one of the things I want to do is block it. As you can see, the edges are kind of curling up in these little corners, and this side is not perfectly straight because my tension was kind of going in and out in the middle. So I want to pin this down, you know, get it all nice and flat, and then steam block it so it can be pretty perfect. And then I was debating adding like maybe some surface crochet or just like embroidery sparkles in these corners, but now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't look like I'm gonna have any space to add those in. And same with the beads. I was going back and forth, but I kind of like how smooth everything is. I don't know, maybe I'll leave it up to TikTok to decide. If you guys ever want to be a part of my crochet designing process, follow me on TikTok because that's where I post a lot of my like behind the scenes content where I'm asking questions about whether or not I should do a certain thing. So if you guys want to have any input on these videos before they come out, TikTok is the place to follow me. And we are done! She's all blocked, and the curl, it did help a lot with the curling. This corner is so stubborn that it just refuses to lay flat, but that's okay because I think this will be the side that I end up attaching to a wooden dowel. She's so cute. I'm actually obsessed with how this ended up turning out. And I was really worried about the hearts not showing up as hearts or looking how I wanted them to look, and honestly, I feel like you can tell. That looks like a heart, right? Like those look like hearts. I think they look like hearts. But yeah, this is like over a month late for Pride Month, but you know, it's never too late to be a little prideful. So that is it for our video today. I hope you guys liked it. That's gonna be all for today's video. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys liked the way the tapestry turned out. Please let me know in the comments if you did or didn't, or if there's anything that you think that I could have done better or anything I could have done worse. You know, let me know. Give me guys your feedback. If you want to keep up with the things that I do in between making YouTube videos, TikTok is going to be the best place to go. That will be linked in my description, as always. I also want to start using the community feature on here, YouTube, as well. So if you guys would be interested in seeing some of my inside thoughts, let me know about that in the comments as well. If you liked this video and you would like to see more, don't be afraid to hit the little subscribe button. And I will see y'all in my next videos. Bye!